Blacksmithing, as well as more unusual rural pursuits, such as ferret racing and sheep dancing, that's right, dancing, were on show at the recent Country Live event, which brought a taste of the countryside to Walthamstow. I went along on a blustery but sunny Sunday afternoon to find out more. The two-day show was organised by the Lee Valley Park Authority. I met Karen Wheeler from the park at the education tent, and she explained more to me.
The aim of the tent is really to get people enthused about Lee Valley Park and the many opportunities there are, and also we're combining with our biodiversity and ranger teams just to try and educate them on what they should feed birds out in the park, also how amazing mini beasts are with all their different adaptations, and they can also make a pledge tree in terms of how they could help wildlife. And the idea is this links into the whole event, because the whole event is bringing the countryside down to Leighton Marshes.
New Zealander Stuart Bulbs was a big hit with his sheep shearing and dancing routine.
Ladies out there thinking I'm doing a good job, maybe you're going on holiday soon, wouldn't mind a tidy up, it's only 50p today, ladies. I know you've had a recession, so I honestly don't mind. If you want, I can even give you the 50p. Call it a Burke. Alright, with their Scotland they leave tails on. They don't take the tails off. In England we always...
After his show, I had a chat with Stuart about the ideas behind it.
Well, I do two shows. My sheep show, which I've just finished and had a lovely crowd. It was broken into three parts. We have sheep running on stage unaided, 9 different breeds, and we're talking about how we selectively grew them and for different reasons, how Nobby the Norfolk Horn paid for the empire, paid for the UK to be one of the most powerful nations, and gave the church huge amounts of power with wealth when they owned all the sheep back in the day. And so it's a lot of history here, and a lot of history that people don't even realise how important sheep are to the UK. Would have had a completely different history without them. Then it goes on to part 2. Once I've talked about all the breeds, we get a sheep to have a haircut. I call it a little bit of a live strip t-shirt with a volunteer sheep, and we talk about how we've actually put wool on sheep. It's not natural, and we've actually kind of mutated this animal to grow bigger fleeces for us. We took away molting from it, and now it's desperate for us to get the wool off the sheep. Otherwise, it's the number 2 in the killing for sheep after the barbecue, really. And then we move on to a bit of a tongue-in-cheek fun with the dancing. So we give them a bit of music, and the sheep have a little bit of a boogie at the end with a bit of a food reward.
As well as the usual farmyard animals, there was an impressive array of rare birds at the event, including barn owls, falcons and even vultures. Jo Askew from Icarus Falcons explained to me why she felt Country Live was such an important event and the attraction of the Lee Valley Park.
It's been fantastic. It's really encouraging youngsters to come out and look at the countryside and the wildlife that is about here. It's a fantastic pocket of green close to London here, and I think it needs to be used much more than it is being. We're really pleased with the show. I think it's fantastic, and we're trying to encourage as many of the children, because it's a very good family event, and we're trying to encourage the children to look not only at birds but at all the other wildlife that is around here in this area.
One of the children at the event was 10-year-old Aranka Selig. She had no doubt about what she liked most.
The snakes. I love snakes because I always get to wrap them around my neck, which is pretty fun. I love snakes and they're my favourite animals. I don't find them creepy at all. We had one of those, like, just harmless snakes, really. They're very beautiful.
Ferrets are perhaps a more common sight in the countryside than snakes, and after his ferret racing show, Simon Bridges from Ferret World told me what he's doing to spread the word about this often misunderstood creature. He also spoke for everyone as to why it was such a memorable weekend.
We go from Scotland to Cornwall and from Wales to Essex. So we go around, we do schools and things like that. We talk about history. It's all about the history of ferrets from the Romans through to the present day. The highlight has been the children's faces. I mean, just coming and holding ferrets, because part of our job is everybody gets to hold a ferret. So I think the whole Lee Valley experience has been the highlight of my weekend.
It's not often you get such a collection of animals, birds and activities all together in the East End. So, who knows? Maybe see you next year.